Yes.
Oh, yeah. Ryan Hollins walking in. There he is.
You guys are amazing.
They're busting your chops already, Hollins.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah, the Will Kane crew, man, is they're on you.
Who's
They're
that?
on you.
Nuno, what up, though,
They're all
Nuno?
here.
What's
What up,
going
though,
on?
Nuno?
Ryan, Nuno, they're all here. And let's welcome with glory and renown our good pal, Ryan Hollins.
Ryan Hollins.
Ryan Hollins.
But are you so stuck on Lamar Jackson's hot streak that you think you're going to overlook the 49ers defense? You're going to overlook Nick Bosa, Buckner, Armstead. This team that's tearing
It's
it
a
up.
great matchup, yeah, but I guess we'll see. We'll see Monday.
And I ask you this, too. Could this Ravens team be peaking too soon? This happens in all sports, Hollins, where a team peaks sometimes at the wrong point.
Oh, they're absolutely peaking at the wrong point. Listen, guys, straight up right now.
Yeah.
If we're looking, because we're talking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas is putting out Super Bowl predictions, right?
He's
Okay.
making promises.
I got the Patriots all day long.
Still.
When they see
How boring
the
is that?
Patriots.
That's so boring, though.
It is, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
You know what that means? That means all the speculation, all the back and forth on ESPN throughout the day, all these teams we're talking about, all these what ifs, it all means nothing if it all comes down to the Patriots again.
Why can't we appreciate? Listen, Tom Brady. Listen, hey, hold on. Hey, Tom Brady's not playing forever, right?
No,
he's literally not playing forever.
Hey, dude, I'm all about him winning, and you know what I think though? I really think, I think that they're going to figure out a way to get Antonio Brown back. I really do believe that because they need some sort of weapons there. I think.
You think that's happening?
Well, if you really think they're going to do it how? I feel like aside from Edelman, he doesn't have any weapons.
I just had this argument with my brother Nate Burleson a couple minutes ago on Instagram Live, and he believes Lamar's dynamic enough that there's no answer for what he does, and he's throwing the football well now. Tom Belichick, much like Greg Popovich in basketball, in the regular season, he's never going to give you his real game plan.
I said that when they played the regular season.
Never.
And you said I was out of my mind.
Rich did say that and got a lot of backlash.
I didn't say they lost.
I liked your theory
didn't
on
say they
it.
lost the game on purpose or handed the game. I said Belichick is looking bigger picture, and he is not throwing every look at this Ravens team.
Ultimately, look at this. Last year when they played the Chiefs, what happened? When they played Patrick Mahomes, Belichick saved the game plan. He didn't double-team Tyreek Hill. They went after him a little bit. They showed him some looks to see what do you do, Patrick Mahomes, in these different situations?
And they made adjustments.
But ultimately, when I double-team Tyreek Hill and I send heat at you, Mahomes, are you going to beat me in a grind? Are you gonna beat me in a grind, baby?
Well, here's what I want to hear from you guys. Let's get the phones going.
888-SAY-ESPN.
Yeah.
That's 888-729-3776.
We will take your feedback next. I want to know about this game because some places it's Niners +5, +6 in some places.
You got action on it?
I haven't decided yet.
How could you not? That's your team.
That's betting with your heart.
I know,
Sometimes
but you
don't want
always
to
do that with your team, no?
But do you take the Niners with 5 or 6 points, or do you think Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team is rolling so much right now?
So scary right now.
What are your thoughts? This is the game, and the sad part is this game is not flexed for prime time because it's going to be one of those early. It's an early game. I'm going to have to go to the bar to watch it. So your thoughts on this. We'll take your feedback next. The Will Kane Show brought to you by Shell. Protect your engine this winter. Use Pennzoil synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. Covino, Rich, Ryan Hollins. More next on ESPN.
All right, it's Black Friday. The Will Kane Show presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. We are Covino and Rich from ESPN's Now or Never, ESPN2 weeknights. A sneaker special tonight, 11 p.m. on the West. And our buddy Ryan Hollins is here. What's up, Ryan?
What up, bro?
Yo.
What up, bro?
People are getting fired up, dude.
I know, man.
About your 49ers Ravens.
Well, we talked earlier about some Cowboys Eagles.
Yes.
We talked about all that, but the game this week, game of the week, maybe the game of the year.
Might be.
Niners, Ravens, promises are being made by what? Who made the promise? Bennett?
Yeah. He's Earl Bennett said that the Ravens will win the Super Bowl. Like, forget the division in the AFC. They're like, he's winning the Super Bowl.
And if you just joined us, Hollins just said, no, Patriots are still going to win a Super Bowl.
Well, Patriots are coming out.
Let's be clear on that. But who do you think has it? Let's go to the phones, man.
Yeah,
A lot of people chiming in.
If you're a gambling man or a gambling woman, if you just have if you want to do it for fun, Niners if they're getting 5 or 6 points, do you take the Niners here? Keep in mind, they've lost one game in overtime that they could have very well won by a field goal.
Without George Kittle.
Without
their kicker.
Without Emmanuel
Without their
Sanders.
kick. Oh, no. Or their kicker.
Or their kicker.
The kicker.
So
you got a guy off the streets.
All right, so let's go to
straight off the streets.
888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. Let's start with Aaron in Ohio. You're on the Will Kane Show, Covino and Rich.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, what's up? How are you guys?
What's up, man?
What up, though?
Yeah, man, it's going to be a tough game this weekend, but I think the Ravens are going to pull ahead by 2 touchdowns. I don't care what Joey Bosa does. I don't care what the defense does. Lamar Jackson and the whole city of Baltimore is on his back. It's going to be a good game, though. But I do agree that once the Patriots see the Ravens in the Super Bowl, it's going to be curtains. Tom Brady's putting 50 on their head.
Wow.
He's so for the Ravens, he's calling out the wrong Bosa. It's Nick Bosa, buddy. Scott in Alaska.
But, that goes back to something you keep asking me, Rich, off the air. What is it about the 49ers that they don't get the respect that they deserve?
Yeah, what do you think it is,
Is it because Garoppolo's too handsome and no one takes him serious?
We don't have the prolific offense or quarterback.
Yep.
And when you have a good defense, it's like your defense is good, but are they good against everybody? Okay, like are they beating Russell Wilson? Are they beating Brady? Are they beating Lamar Jackson? This is a big test. This is like a boom or bust type of deal for the 49ers. Because if we and I say we because I'm a big 49er too. You're outnumbered here, buddy.
Yeah. I don't hate on the 49ers.
No, I'm just saying, if we lose to Lamar Jackson, it's like, you guys weren't that good. You weren't that good anyways.
Well, look at it this way. This is the only point where a Ravens fan or someone betting against the Niners has a good point. The Niners have struggled not much at all on defense this year, except against 2 quarterbacks. They won both games, but they did not have a good time with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
And they did not have a good time with Russell Wilson.
Lost to Russell Wilson.
And they lost to
Russell Wilson.
Quarterbacks, right? 2 mobile quarterbacks. You think they can contain Lamar Jackson? Scotty in Alaska, you're on the Will Kane Show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, man. Happy holidays, you guys.
You too, man.
Thanks, bro.
First of all, Baltimore's probably going to win that game, but it'll be really close. And you got Earl Thomas, not Earl Bennett, and against Richard Sherman, 2 former Seahawks. And which brings my point is you guys are sleeping on the Seahawks, man. If they win out, they're going to be Super Bowl champs, and I think that's going to happen. They already beat San Francisco in San Francisco, and they got to go to Seattle. And regardless what happens in this game.
That is true, Scotty. But you got to admit that the 49ers are not at full – they were not at full strength when they played the Seahawks first time around. And Russell Wilson is having an MVP type of season. That's why your team's in the position they're in.
Yeah, and their defense is getting better, and they run the ball a lot, and they just have a way of winning. And you can just see it coming.
Clearly, Scotty.
I just have a feeling.
Clearly, Scotty, you're a Seahawks guy. I'm a Niners guy, but isn't it?
I'm a Seahawks homer, and I'm glad the Cowboys lost. Woohoo!
Yeah, I mean, you got lit up by the Ravens, so in Seattle?
Not really. Baltimore scored 2 defensive touchdowns on an intercept, pick 6, and a fumble return for a touchdown. The final score is 30-16. So
that don't count, Scotty? That don't count to you?
Interceptions don't count.
Hey, Scotty,
it counts, but it was still
turnovers count, man.
Any success against Lamar Jackson at all? They didn't stop him like 5 or 6 times.
You know what, Scotty? I'll tell you this.
Hold on. Lamar ran for over 110 yards in that game against Seattle. So
take that, Scotty.
Any demanded a 4th down and was like, nope, we're not kicking. I'm going for it, and got it.
Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty doesn't know.
Hey, Scotty, thanks for the call, man. I will say this, though. The one bummer, and I'm not bummed about it, but I'm just saying when you look at how the playoff situation will pan out, 49ers or Seahawks, one of those teams could very well be 12-4 or 13-3 and end up being a 5-seed wild card that has to play on the road divisional round, and the other team may be the 1 seed. Isn't that crazy? That game, the last week of the NFL, Seahawks-Niners, could be monstrous.
Covino and Rich in for Will Kane. Ryan Hollins is here talking Ravens 49ers. Trez in Alabama. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'd rather have the Ravens today, though, man. They seem executing on all levels. I don't see no other team better than theirs, and I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. So
they're playing at an elite level right now. I just wonder. You've seen it in every sport where a team. I just wonder.
They're getting to that scary level.
It's not a matter of figuring them out. I don't think you can figure someone out real quick, but
It is, though. It is, because we've seen this before.
Yeah.
And the one thing that we know that lasts is Brady and Belichick. As annoying, as frustrating, as you said, as plain vanilla as it is, bro, like they last.
Hey, that's it. All right, so I want to talk some NBA too, since Hollins is here. All right. So we're going to talk some revenge games and some homecomings, and I want to get into your mind a little bit just about being booed and what that does to a player.
Yeah, but before you got here, the Will King crew booed you as you walked into the studio. It's Nuno. It's those
Nuno.
guys.
Yeah.
They booed you.
We figured we bring the expert on.
I got some words for Will, too. He better be glad he's not in.
All right, cool.
All right, so that's coming up next. And by the way, tune in. We're talking about the game, so tune into the football doubleheader this Sunday. Ravens hosting the Niners, followed by the Raiders Chiefs, presented by Vivid Seats. Pre-game begins at noon Eastern on most ESPN radio stations. More Covino and Rich in for Will K next. Hollins is hanging.
Presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line.
Yeah.
That's at 888-SAY-ESPN if you want to join us. 888-SAY-ESPN. Covino and Rich from SiriusXM Faction Talk 103. And, of course, Now or Never on ESPN2, hanging out with Ryan Hollins. Now or never, man. Bristol's buzzing about it.
Our dude Hollins is hanging out. We're talking about everything from the Cowboys and Eagles today. Like, where is that NFC East headed? That's a conversation itself. Talk some Niners, Ravens. You talk about getting booed as a player.
Yeah, revenge games and coming back to your hometown. Revenge games, I guess, is it still a revenge game if you're playing your old team at home, at your new home?
Always a revenge game.
It's always a revenge game. But there's less pressure, right? Because Carmelo Anthony played OKC in Portland, scored 19 points. Less pressure, I guess, if you're not playing in OKC.
It's less because the fans are with you. That matters.
Yeah.
That matters.
So let's talk Carmelo Anthony real quick. What are you seeing? Is he still the guy?
Anthony.
Is he still Carmelo Anthony? And is he going to have another year?
Well, for one, you couldn't ask for a better fit. I played for Coach Stotts when he was an assistant over in Dallas. And the one thing that I love that he runs, you got Dame and you got CJ, who create a lot of action. What do I mean? These guys demand double teams. And the the power forward, who was previously Al-Farouq Aminu in the system, previously Collins before injury. Now Carmelo's in situations where CJ McCollum, Dame take two, he pops back. It's a wide open shot.
Yep.
Now keep in mind also defensively, the NBA is watered down. Carmelo Anthony is a big boy. So if you're going to guard him on the block or in certain situations with the small forward, with a younger, more experienced guy, he's going to go to town on you. The only questions that we had with Carmelo, and they were justifiably show he could have done a better job when he was in the NBA, was conditioning. But now that Carmelo's getting in condition, he's getting opportunities. He's in a situation where he knows where he's going to get the basketball. When he played in Houston, it was wait an hour for Harden throwing the ball. I love James Harden. Bad system for Carmelo. When he played in OKC along with Paul George and Russell Westbrook, I still don't know what the system was, okay? So now he's in a situation with Coach Terry Stotts where he knows where shots are coming from. He's getting easy shots from Dame and from CJ, and there's a need, bro. There's a need and a little bit of inspiration. A little inspiration.
Now, obviously, they don't have him for his defense, but will it hurt? Will it hurt them because of his defense?
Listen, later on in the playoffs, that does become a problem because you want to have 4 to 5 guys who are athletic, versatile, can switch out. And there's going to be some limits to Carmelo defensively, but ultimately, they don't have that choice right now. They got to fight for an 8th seed. And we're talking Portland.
And do you think he has one more year?
Yeah.
He might be back in the NBA mix now. I think he's like back in the NBA. I don't think it's. I think if he lasts a certain amount of time, the experiment's over and he's back in the NBA.
And guys, anybody can relate to this, whether you're a professional athlete or not. Ultimately, when you hit past 28 and you're in your 30s, you're still fast. You can run. You just have to work on the things that came easy to you in your 20s. In your 20s, bro, you just pop up and go. There's no big deal. Now you have to work on running, sliding, jumping at 34, 35 years old for something that just came natural.
And we're live in LA right now. Ryan Hollins here on ESPN Radio with Covino and Rich. A few weeks have gone by. Is it Lakers town? Do you feel like it's turning into Clippers town? What do you see in there?
Listen, man, that's going to take a really, really long time.
It's going to take a couple championships to
couple,
become a Clippers town. I don't know what you're seeing.
But you're not feeling the excitement? I'm here every day.
There's no Clippers excitement.
There's none? You don't see that happening? Because what did you say before? That at the end of the day, Patriots are still going to win it. Is it pretty obvious that the Clippers might be the team?
Well, they're the team as far as winning, but when it comes to L.A., essentially being a Clippers town, that's far off. Now, what you do get is some spirited debates, okay? Because in L.A., there are a lot of Laker haters, okay? As far as the Cowboys are concerned, there are a lot of Cowboy haters, okay?
Yep.
When you are the most prolific team in essentially of the decade, of the century, whatever you want to call it, people want you to lose. So as much as they love you, they hate you at the same time. So it spurs for good ratings, but this is still a Laker town. Ultimately, the Clippers are the better team and will be the better team. But guess what? The Lakers are pretty good. It's been a long time. They're good.
The Lakers are 16-2.
Yeah.
We're
really good.
Outside since losing opening day, they're 16-1. Can we
You know who deserves an apology? Not only Kirk Cousins, we established that, LeBron James, because clearly he was hurt last year. More than I think anyone realized, because he's playing like a beast.
LeBron is a creature of habit.
Yep.
The one thing that LeBron's always had in his great seasons, veteran leadership around him. So LeBron suffered with young guys around him, and you thought it was a plug and play, and he would inspire those young guys to do what they need to do. LeBron James still needs inspiration. He still loves the guys now, like the Avery Bradleys, the Rondos, the Danny Greens, that are professionals. They step in and they do their job. So LeBron James, as cerebral as he is, as intelligent as he is, when someone's not in the correct spot, it drives him crazy. Yep. He was losing his mind last year. And now you look at that roster, shout out Jared Dudley. You have a group of professionals there, bro. It's like coming to work with you guys, man. Some pros every day.
I agree with that, man.
Hey,
I agree with that.
Before you get out of here, Hollins, we talked about it a couple hours ago. I want to get back to the NFL for a second because my mind's very NFL focused right now. We talked about the Cowboys and Eagles. I'm giving the Eagles the win versus the Dolphins on Sunday. I know a win. I know you can't just give someone a win, but I'm giving.
We can give it a win. We give them the win. Yeah.
So let's say they're both sitting at 6-6. Do either one of these fan bases have anything to be excited about? Because one will win the division and one will go to the playoffs.
You do, if you're a Cowboys fan. As much as we like to give them, some grief. The Cowboys are built for the Super Bowl. They're built for playoff success. They have a good defense. They're athletic. They can get after the quarterback, a run game, and a quarterback with a little bit of potential. So if the run game gets going, that can make plays. So all is not lost. You got the upper echelon of the NFL. You got Patriots, 49ers, Seattle, and then the rest of the NFL, it's ugly, bro.
That schedule's not easy, though. When you look at what the Cowboys and the Eagles face for the final 4 games of the season. At the Bears, they're 6-6. The Rams are fighting themselves for some respectability in the NFC. And then they play the Eagles. And then the Skins, that game won't matter at the end.
But, Rich, forgive me if I'm wrong. If the Cowboys are who they're supposed to be, if they drown out all the Jerry Jones noise that's going on, they win those games. There's nothing special about the Rams. There's nothing special about the Bears right now. They're winnable games. Come on.
I was one of the fools, and you could say maybe everyone was. I believed early on this season in the Dallas Cowboys. I did. I remember saying, "Oh, Dak doesn't deserve the money," and then I was like, "You know what? Maybe he does." And here we are, 6-6, 4 games to go.
Debating if Garrett stays or not.
Debating what the future of this team is. Now, the other angle of this, and by the way, let's take your phone calls. 888-SAY-ESPN. Do either one of these teams, should they be optimistic, Eagles or Cowboys? Because Eagles have an easier schedule. They play the Giants twice, the Redskins, and then they have the matchup versus the Cowboys. If you're Jason Garrett, is there any way on earth you keep your job unless what would it take for him to keep his job?
Playoffs might not be enough at this point.
You have to. I believe you get to the playoffs, and you've got to have a satisfying loss if it's not a Super Bowl.
I don't think it's enough.
Kind of like, hey man, we gave it all. Russell Wilson made an amazing play, and we lost.
If they win the division at 9-7 or 10-6. Get to that first round, they'll host the game in Dallas because they'll be a division winner. But then they'll play a Minnesota, a Seattle, a San Francisco, a Green Bay, whoever falls into that top wild card seed, which I think that team will beat Dallas. If they lose that game,
you can't lose the first one. Yeah, no, you can't lose the first one.
You're saying they got to move on.
Lose at home.
All right, they got to move. They got to move past the wild card round.
Jerry's a little more furious taking losses at home. If you hadn't noticed,
you can't lose that wild card round. That's what it comes down to.
888-SAY-ESPN if you want to chime in on that. I do want to thank Ryan Hollins for being on the show. What's your social media, man?
Instagram, Ryan Hollins. The Ryan Hollins. Make sure you follow Now or Never.
That's right,
Now
my dude.
or Never.
Look out for Ryan on our TV show, ESPN2, at Now or Never ESPN. Follow him at Ryan Hollins. And thank you guys for hanging out with us.
All right, we have a bunch coming up. Ariel Helwani.
Yep.
Going to be talking.
Big news.
Conor McGregor, the big fight has been it's been set for January.
January 18th, I believe.
Cowboy Cerrone. We'll talk some MMA. We'll talk some more football. Covino and Rich filling in for Will Kane right here on ESPN Radio.
Hey, y'all, we're taking the Marty Party to a whole new level with the Marty Smith's America podcast. If you want to be on the precipice of meeting the Grim Reaper, try to go beer for beer with a bull rider. The Marty Smith's America podcast on the ESPN app and Apple Podcasts.